Hi everyone. So it's been a while since I've posted a video, so it kind of feels weird, but I'm at the shop, as you can tell, and I just quickly wanted to go through what I will be working on in this video. Sorry for my hair. It's a little weird. I don't know where our stand is for like the phone stand, so I'm holding it currently. Maybe kind of have an idea. This should work. There we go. But I will be shortening some belts today for you, kind of showing you different types of belts that we shorten here. And yeah, I just wanted to say hi, and I will be going to a voiceover because it's just easier for me to record. I know somebody commented on one of my videos a while back saying that I should do more of like a real life talk type, but for me it's not very possible sometimes because I'm just kind of in the mood of like just working and not talking. So I'm just going to get right in to working on the different belts. So I have two different orders, each have, I believe it's 3 belts. One of them will be for a sample, the other one, the guy already knows the size that he needs the belts, so I will need to measure those to see how much I have to cut off. And then for the other order, I have a sample belt, meaning that the lady brought in a belt that already fits her well, and so I have to go by that belt's measurements in order to make the other 2 belts that she has kind of work together. So I thought I might just say hello to you guys. I have not stopped doing the videos. I've been a little bit busy with my other job as well, and trying to get caught up on all the projects here. I have a few projects that I have lined up for videos. It's just taking me a little longer for me to actually finish those projects, but more videos will be coming soon, and thank you for your support and everything, and I hope you enjoy this video. I just thought to let you guys know that we do different types of shortening belts here, not just simple shortenings, I guess you could say, but any kind of belt that you have, we can shorten it for you, as well as extend it. But some people mistakenly think that if we extend a belt, it's gonna look exactly like how the belt is, which in our case, that's not really going to happen because we're extending it. We don't have the exact material that the belt was made out of. But anyways, instead of rambling and talking so much, I will get into the video, so I hope you guys enjoy. I actually wasn't going to do a real-time voiceover, but nobody's here at the shop at the moment, so I'm kind of here on my own. Sorry. It's a mess. I'm just gonna keep it lower. One thing I wanted to point out before I kind of, I guess you could say, get into the voiceover portion is for women's belts. So this is my sample belt. So this customer ended up bringing this belt as a sample because it completely fit her perfectly, to where she wants this belt and then this red one to match the length of this one. So it's kind of interesting because for women's belts, they are not going to tell you what size they are. They literally just say small, medium, or large. Like, as you can tell, it has the L on there, meaning for large. Even this belt doesn't have it on here either, which is kind of odd. But for men's belts, they always have a size. So I have 2 customer orders. This one is for a lady, and then I have 3 more down there that need to be shortened. So this one is a size 48. He needs it to 44 inches. So I can kind of go from there of just measuring this belt and then getting it down to 44 inches like he needs to, versus with a woman's belt, I have to measure it, make sure everything fits. What's also interesting is the looks like, so this belt actually has 7 holes in it. Usually a belt will always have 5, but this one has 7, and it does look like it was just made like that. Like, it didn't look like she had somebody add it to her belt or anything. It was just kind of there. As you can tell with this one, it has 5 holes. This one, you should probably see it more. This one has 7. So with every belt that you have that has holes, it will always have an odd number of holes. The reason why is because when you go and measure it, a better example is for the men's belts. So if I take this belt and I measure it, so the measurement will be 48 inches, meaning that if I measure it from the buckle to the middle hole, so this one will be this hole right here, it's gonna go to 48 inches. So that is how belts are always measured, is to the middle hole. It's never to the hole that is closest, the shortest hole or the longest hole. So it's always going to be that middle hole that the belts are measured. Some people don't know this, others may or may not, I don't know, but I just know for men's, that's kind of what they have. For women's, like I said, it's different because it just says small, medium, large, or XL. So that's kind of one thing that I kind of wanted to point out. And so my favorite tool to use, and I kind of already did this, was this little de-threader thing. What it does is it helps me take the threads out, since threads are so tiny. This bad boy, I always use it pretty much on every time I'm here. And if that doesn't work, I always go with a little razor blade, but I'm not a huge fan of razor blades. I don't know why. I always kind of have a feeling I'm accidentally gonna cut into something I'm not supposed to. It never happens, but there's still that what if. So there's that. And then we have this belt right here. So I'll show you, there's like different types belts and the way to shorten them throughout this video. So I wanted to point out that when measuring a belt, you do not include the buckle. So if you're measuring to see the size, like for the women's belt especially, you want to, let me grab the belt. There's too many stuff here. But you want to grab and measure it starting from here and then going down to the middle hole and not including that buckle, because that buckle you don't really take into consideration. That's kind of most belts. I believe it's for women's belts, even if it has just the small, medium, large on it, but that is how I do it for men's belts. Even if I measure this 48-inch belt for this guy, it goes to 48, measuring it from here and not from here. Just so you guys kind of know how I measure it. I am gonna go now on to the voiceover so I can get these two orders done and out of the way. These are very quick projects. I have much bigger projects I need to get my butt in gear on to doing, so I will start on this. So here goes the voiceover. So the reason I decided to make this video was because I wanted to let you guys know that we can literally shorten any kind of belt for you, no matter if the belt has stitching or if it has rivets. The only belt I didn't have in this video was one that had a rivet, which usually is a rivet you can screw out in order to get the buckle. Or in my case, to shorten it. Most of them in this video were supposed to be stitched down, which are the most trickiest ones because after you cut it, if the belt had some kind of tapered design to it, I usually try to match it, which I need to cut perfectly, then sand the edges to smooth it out. Then you have ones where the buckle swivels, meaning the metal part of the buckle can flip to the other side, and usually those kind of belts you can use either side. Those ones are the easiest because there is a little pin you pull up and the buckle comes right out. I did have a belt like that, but unfortunately I did not get the measurements of how much needed to be cut out, but thankfully that one is the easiest, so I can just cut it as soon as the customer comes in and put the buckle right in. Then you have the buckles where there are staples inside, which I rarely get. Those ones are pretty easy as well, but we don't really reuse the staples, especially after we remove them. They get all bent up. Those staples are pretty much the same ones that you use when you staple paper together, except they're a bit thicker, but still flimsy. So I have a little tool I use to press down some new staples. So I have a little tool I use to press down some new staples back on once I am done